Hi Aries, welcome to your monthly reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below for the month of September. As usual, I have a special sales offer available, and for this month, it's inspired in the current Virgo season we are on. And if you would like to know more details about that special sales offer, just check the information below. And if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Aries, it does feel like throughout this mid-month period, some of you are trying to get something going, but it feels like there's a break after break after break stopping you or trying to delay a certain progress, a certain activity, a certain momentum that you would like certain things to have. So for some Aries, there might be delays, actual delays in travel, delays in information, delays in getting feedback, answer. You know, there's a sense of, it's almost like things around you, you know, getting frozen activity-wise, and you needing to cope with that energy without feeling frustrated and feeling that you're taken out of your rights. So some of you could feel like you're being taken out of your rights because of limitations or because of conditionings you're not expecting to face or you're not predicting to face. For some of you Aries, there's also this increase of awareness that where you want to be is not where you are. So there's a feeling of journey here as your opportunity to see ahead, to really plan ahead, to really gain it's almost like some of you Aries embodying here a little bit of the Sagittarius archetype and really, you know, pointing your arrow as a direction, the direction you want to go, you know, the place you want to be, the relationship you want to be, the project you want to explore. And for some of you Aries, really feels like it's not where you are. So it's like a feeling of wanderlust here, wanting to meet other places, see other things, live elsewhere. Some of you are looking to establish here roots elsewhere, but again, you're facing some limitations that might, you know, make that goal really slow to accomplish. For some of you, that this is not about wanting to live elsewhere. This is about wanting to expand the conditions you live in. So wanting to improve those, wanting to, it's almost like some of you Aries might want to find a level of accommodation in different places, in different ways, different styles. You might want to decorate your home differently. You might want to decorate your office differently. You might want to style yourself up differently. You just might be interested in a lot of exploration. Some of you Aries are also here in an energy that feels a little bit dramatic, that feels a little bit over the edge. So something you're very all-consuming and alarming and keeping you, again, somehow it's a mixture here of stress with anxiety of something happening, you know, like feeling like something is about to happen, and that anxiety that precedes that event. So some of you could be suffering for anticipation. So it's like you see or you predict that something is coming, but it's not, it hasn't really arrived yet, but you're predicting it or you're feeling it, and or you know it for fact. And the fact that something is coming on its own, just that information, that just that awareness might be making you nervous. For some of you, this over-the-top dramatic energy might also be a lot of cries for attention around you. So you might, every time, there's something here about every time you're distracted, looking at things but not actively doing anything about it. So when you're too much on a passive state, when you're taking too much time, when you're taking too long here to decide, to communicate, to get up, you know, there's a feeling of, for some Aries, falling a little bit into a procrastination, not because you don't want to be active, but more like, you know, when we get depressed with the limitations around us and that gets to us, and so we lose that energy, we lose that motivation to do things. So it's like, some of you, it's more about being unmotivated and this getting to you, and you start like, some of you, it's like you start not caring that much about things that you used to, and you might neglect people, you might neglect your business, you might neglect, you know, your own care. So, but it feels here that when you're moving in that direction, so when you're in that vibe, you might get immediately called here. Like, you know, like people might be dramatic and demand your attention, and you might not be able to, you know, just pretend you're not hearing because they are speaking so loud. So when you are trying to avoid something, or when you're sabotaging your own growth, and even sabotaging what you are building currently, it's like the universe will put you in positions where you need to wake up. So there's a lot of wake-up calls. For some of you Aries, it could even be that you're not able here to rest, sleep, you know, meditate the ways you would like. So there might be a lot of noise, there might be a lot of, you know, energies around you that keep rest away, that don't invite that rest, that don't invite that peace, that don't invite that calmness. For some of you Aries, it's important that you understand that this is a period you're facing. It's not a sentence, and it's not something that is going to stay like this forever. It's also important that you understand what you're comparing your life to. So if you're comparing your life too much, or your growth, or your worth, or your beauty, you know, your talent, whatever it is, if you're comparing something too much during this time, this can be also a resort some of you Aries are using to sabotage your own independence. It's almost like seeing someone or seeing something doing so well, like something you would like to also have going on for you, that you might use, you know, that as an excuse to, you know, to give up. Like, instead of motivating you, it's like the opposite. Like, seeing something, you know, succeeding at this time can actually have an effect on you, that it's, you know, triggering insecurities, as if they make it, or everybody makes it except me, or everybody has it except me, you know, this type of mentality. So be really mindful that you're comparing your journey with other souls' journey, and each journey is very individual, is very unique, it's very it's tailored at each person's own lessons and purpose in this life. So it's like you can't compare something incomparable, because your life doesn't, the trail you're walking on, your path you're walking on, no one is walking on it, no one will ever, because it's really tailored to you, it's unique to you. So it's very important that you use references around to motivate you, that you look for the examples that motivate you to keep walking, to keep doing, to keep trying, and not keep postponing here something that you know needs to be done, or you know that in order to really live the life of your dreams needs to be done. And for some, it's about taking a risk. For others, is stepping out of that frame, that square you've set your life in, as being, you know, the place you belong. It's almost like you're accepting the square to be the place you belong when you belong to the whole universe, right? So there's a feeling of open, you know, open your perception that you are a limitless being. Yes, you live in a world that has limitations, but you are a limitless being, and you can overcome obstacles that seem you know, impossible to overcome if you really put that energy there. So again, there's a feeling of, I feel like some of you Aries feel like your life is like a cliche, or it turned out to be a cliche, or turned out to be something you despise or never wanted it to be. So again, that feeling of comparing the situation you're finding yourself in to something that you see as a life of failure, or a life of boredom or predictability, or just limitations again. You know that feeling of when we're young and we have so much dreams and energy and motivation, and we dream, you know, with this specific life vision where we see ourselves in 20 years, and then 20 years after, when we look around and see that things are different from what we imagined, that can get to us in a way where we feel like we failed, or we feel like we're never going to make our dreams come true. So there are some insecurities when it comes to accomplishments of your life at the whole, your life's desires. So I hope you have a great mid-month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.